So one of the best feelings we have as being a real estate agent is presenting an offer to our seller. Like, we've gotten one step closer. So now let's say we've got an offer on your house, and that is awesome because the buyer put pen to paper and they've emotionally invested. I mean, they took the time to make you an offer on your house. So let's not mess it up. And one thing I want to warn sellers about is going in with this armor of it's my way or the highway, and I get it, and we want you to get exactly what you want. But let's talk about a little bit on how to make sure it's a smooth negotiating transfer.
In the most successful negotiations is when both sides feel like they've had a win, right? So I think this is one of the key values that a real estate professional brings to the transaction, is because we're a neutral party. We're not emotionally involved, and so our job is to help our clients look at it objectively, understand the offer that's been presented, look at the seller's net to see how it's going to affect your bottom line, and then come up with a negotiation strategy to ultimately get the buyer and the seller to a place where they both feel like they've got a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. So just take that armor down for a minute, look at that seller's net, and work from there, because it's not always about the dollars. That's the goal, but it's not always about the dollars. What's some good examples of what it could be?
Yeah, so sometimes I have sellers say to me, I'm not paying closing costs, you know, and so they just draw that hard line in the sand. But what I encourage them to do is, you know, not get caught in the weeds of what you will or will not do for a buyer, because at the end of the day, you really don't care if they ask for a purple unicorn. You care about that bottom line. And so as long as the bottom line is acceptable to you, then we can move all the variables around to try to work something out for the buyer that also allows the seller to have a win at their bottom line.
Yeah, and I think one last thing to keep in mind when it comes to negotiations is the buyer's just trying to do the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. Or maybe the same, right? They're trying to get what's best for them and their lives, and you're trying to get what's best for you. And at some point, we've got to find a middle ground. And it's not always exactly middle. You might want a little more than not, but just what we ask of sellers is be open to suggestions and ideas. We do this for a living, and we don't take that lightly. So we're excited we got an offer on the house. Hopefully we're gonna go into contract, and when we do that, we get to talk about it in